Okay, fine. So, yeah, so thank you very much for joining. And you feel free in case you have some questions, you can always type in the chat box or you can, raise your hand and then we can unmute you and we can take up the questions. So, as you know, today's topic Gen Z and spirituality. I'll just, I will share it in some time, but till then, if you can tell me, what do you think we are going to discuss, or why are you here in this class? What do you expect to take when this class completes? I mean, it's not a class, it's more of a discussion. I lost that touch of just speaking a didactic lecture, and it's now more of discussion because ultimately, when I used to sit in classes earlier, the only thing which I used to take away, I was not a very good student, so the only thing I used to take away from that is either if I have noted something, if I am awake, or if there were some questions which I asked or which was asked to me. That is the only thing which gets stuck. So, but you all are good students, I believe. And I mean, I believe that, yes. So, in any case, uh, can you just type something in the chat box of what do you feel we are going to discuss, or what do you expect me to discuss during this whatever 40, 50 minutes we have? Or what did you expect it? So that gives me, because I will be going to ask some questions to you. I mean, I don't, my PPT does not have a lot of text. It just has some pictures, and I may like to ask your interpretation or identification of those pictures, and probably we will learn through that. So, anybody, just what do you expect we are going to discuss from this? Anyways, so Gen Z and spirituality, it's a very trendy topic, and it's a very upcoming thing as well. Now, while going through all this, I was just checking who actually are Gen Z, Gen Z, so called. So then, and when there is Z, that means there has to be some X, Y also. And then I found out that Gen Z is a term used for people who are generally born. Uh, it's like they are born somewhere around 1998, like late 2000s to 2012. That is what is Gen Z. And I found out that now we also have something more than Gen Z, and that's Gen Alpha. So I thought whether this class was for Gen Z or Gen Alpha, whatever it was. But yeah, so Gen Z, and spirituality. Now, this class is not intended to bring all of you into spirituality. No. What we are trying to do through this class is identifying some of the major things which Gen Z is going through, and how spirituality can come and become a, a helping force to navigate properly through those issues in life. Now, I'm not somebody who is trying to say that the previous ages were better than today's people, and there are only negatives with Gen Z, nothing like that. We are just trying to see that there was always some issue with every age group. Earlier, there were some things which were good, but there were also some things which were not good. Technology was bad, I mean, not that developed, and because of that, things, communication was not that good. So everything cannot be good in every place. So here we are just trying to see some of the major issues which are faced by Gen Z, and how spirituality can come as help for them to live a very, very meaningful, prosperous life. So that is what we will try to focus in this whatever time we have. And as I mentioned, and I'm again mentioning, anywhere you feel there is a question, you can always raise your hand, and we will be happy to take your question. And at the same time, if you feel something is not right, you don't uh, you don't agree with something, you are free to raise your hand, and then we can discuss on that. Okay, so let's go with some statistics. When I was going through some statistics, there was some, so we found out that around 37% of people in India are coming in this category of Gen Z. That means our country has such a nice young force, youth, which are part of this Gen Z. It means a lot of good potential is there. you know. And if we see an international picture, similar picture is there even internationally. A good amount of Gen Z is there internationally as well. Then the next part is what is Gen Y or Gen X, or whom we say as millennials. And then we have some baby boomers, people who are 65 and above, baby boomers. And then millennials are people who are born like my age group, somebody who is born somewhere between late 90s and till late 20s. So that is the age group. And then the baby boomer 65 plus, and then alpha, were born in probably last, maybe what, 14, 15 years of age right now. Now there's one person who saw one Gen Z was climbing a hill, and then he thought, yes, probably now Gen Z is also into exploring, and he is going up because he is going to look for a place where he can get some peace and he can explore something nice. So he was going, and then when that Gen Z was asked, "Why were you going up?" and then the Gen Z told, "Because I was searching for network for my and there was no network in my phone." So I was going, hey, hey, hey. So what what we're trying to tell is the same actions, but the needs are different. The way we explain ourselves earlier, when somebody get exhausted, he may say, "I'm very tired." Today, if somebody is very tired, how do they explain themselves? They'll say, "My battery is down." The expressions have changed. The way we tell things have changed. Now, earlier, when something, uh, you know, you can say, uh, now if something is already sent to someone, we may say delivered, delivered. I mean, we all talk in smartphones language. Texted. You send a message, we say texted, mailed. These are the terms we use. So, in a new person, or that old millennial people will find difficulty in understanding what is all that. Anyway, so the culture has changed now. Some 4 or 5 years back, there was a person in India who was talking to his friend. Now, because nowadays friends are also on Facebook, the world has become small, and we are happy to connect to people, not only the next door neighbor, but people all over the state, country, and probably all over the world. There's a person sitting here, and he is talking to one of his counterpart in US, and they were talking, and they are on a video call and saying, "Can you show your home?" Then you say, "Yeah, this is my home, and there is one bathroom and one kitchen and one bedroom, or whatever room. How many people stay here?" "Maybe we are just 7 or 8." "Oh, really? Okay. And what all they do? I mean, where all they stay?" "They all just, whoever comes early will get to sleep on a proper place, and rest of them have to just find their own place." Okay. And then this person asks, "So who all stay with you?" You say, "I stay alone." "But what about your mother?" "Mother has a different house." "Oh, really?" Why she has a different house? Because she has different mindset. I have a TV, she has a TV. She wants to see something else. I want to see something else. My dog, I want this kind of dog, and she wanted a cat. So she has a different house, and I have a different house. So that's the culture there. Everybody is are on their own, and here we are like, can I come there? Will I have a place? Yes, yes. You can also stay somewhere in this place. You know. so so people are on exploring mindset. This age, Gen Z, is like that we are in exploring mindset. But at the same time, what happens is, if we don't get the right direction, then we end up into problems. There were some major issues which Gen Z is facing these days. So I want to again open it for your inputs. What are the major issues you feel are being faced by Gen Zs these days? We can just discuss. I have noted some of them, but I want to know, what do you feel are some of the issues which are regularly faced? Okay, Takshil says distraction. Yes, very nice. Yeah. Others, addiction. Very good. Yes. Anyone else? What are the issues faced by Gen Zs these days? Just type something so that we can go fast. Scrolling. Very true. Scrolling. Yes. Very common. Anybody else? Lethargy, laziness. Very true. Maybe one more and then we go ahead. Maybe one more. Um, Lack of clarity. So, as you said, one very, very important thing which Gen Z is facing these days is mental health issues. Very, very strong, very, very common. Nowadays, the amount of people seeking help is also big, but the people who are facing this mental health challenges is really increasing. Especially earlier, it was different ages, but now Gen Z are the one who are actually looking help in this overtake. Yeah, Gen Z is looking help in this. And one very, very important reason, I mean, there are many reasons why Gen Z is facing mental health challenges. But one important reason is comparison. We want everybody to do everything. We want to be, excel in everything, whatever comes. And, thanks to social media and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, you see people doing so many things, and we start feeling, oh, why am I not doing this? And then tomorrow you found something new coming up. Why am I not doing this? And something new. Why am I not doing this? And then people put their nice happy pictures, and then we say, oh, this guy is roaming around so much, and why not I? And they look so nice, that their appearance is becoming big, they are changing, their life is changing, but I'm still sitting in the same room. If you are, our issue being doctors was, by the time I finished my MBBS, and I know I am good for nothing till I don't do my PG, my engineer friends, they were already into job and enjoying life. You know? And I had to still study for another 3 4 years. So, as Sweetie has nicely mentioned, this comparison comes from parents, society, peers, and now when we are becoming global, comparison come from everywhere. Because we have so many parameters now to compare ourselves with. You know. The person who was sitting on the back seat in the class every time is now sitting on the head of everybody, earning nicely. And then we feel, why I did this and why not that. Chetan is struggling in his job because of such issues. Because somebody sitting on the head and hardly know anything and you still have to follow them. This kind of situation, and people in the job are not getting their promotions, and they may be the most deserving people, but there are no promotions. And people are, some people who are good for nothing already got placed, and then some people who who didn't, who are good and not getting placed. There was one person who came to one Swamiji, and he was in his third year, and he said, I am very stressed. And then Swamiji asked, why are you so stressed? Are you not getting good grades in your college? No, no, I'm getting good grades. Are you not in a good college? No, I am studying in a very nice college. Okay, are your parents not earning good or not able to support your studies? No, no, they are working in bank, they have government job, they are doing very good. But when everything is good, then why are you so stressed? He said, Swamiji, I was trying for something from my first year. Now it's third year, I'm still not getting it. Yes. Oh, you're trying for something. What is that? He's telling, I'm trying for a person from my first year. And now it's third year. Still, I'm not getting that person. He said, what is that person? And what are you not? He said, Swamiji, you are not understanding. He said, I'm not understanding. That's why I'm Swamiji. So he wanted to, he really liked the girl, and then he is trying from first year. He has everything, but he don't have that. And it can happen any side of it. But important part is we become so narrow minded. We may have everything of the world, but something, that one thing which we don't have, takes so much space of our mind that we get too much occupied with that. How many of you have ever got something stuck in your teeth? Have you ever got something stuck in your teeth? Tooth? Yes. Yes. Okay. Now, what is your tongue doing when something gets stuck in your tooth? Always going to that tooth where something is stuck. We have 32, 30 or 32, whichever. But this tongue only wants to go to that place which is where something is stuck. And that thing takes all our attention. And all other things which are okay and ready to eat and utilize, that there we are not going. So that is how we have become. That one thing what we don't have overpowers everything what we have. These are some of the major reasons why Gen Z is struggling with a good mental health. Another thing is our ideals are not right. We are too much into real life that real life goes away. We spend a lot of time with gadgets and something which is beyond us. We spend a lot of time with an artificial reality. For example, if we have more friends over Facebook or social media, and we have very few people whom we have to deal directly with. Now, what happens when we have a lot of friends over social media? You have a liberty. One, you can only show your good side, and there is no need to show the other side because you can always log out because they are not seeing you. Second part is same from the other side. You only see one side of them and not the other side. So either you see their pictures, they're very happy, very nice this thing, and they are always roaming around and enjoying life, nightlife, day life, good jobs, packages, good car, this, that. But we don't see the other side of them. We don't see how they are in their personal life. How do they manage their stresses? How do they navigate through difficulties? So we have, and when we have to deal with a person in front of us directly, we have no tolerance. Why? Because when you are seeing somebody inside the phone, you have you can always log out, and that means that thing or that person can work as we like, because remote is in your hands. But here you have a person. next to you, there is an argument, okay, and you have to deal with it directly. But here you want to go and do something else at that point of time. But here you don't have that control because you can't log out. You can't put your phone on airplane mode and say I didn't get your message. No, that person is then and there, and you have to handle the situation then and there. We need to learn people skills, but that because of our association with gadgets and people inside the gadgets, we have lost dealing with people. And that's why our most lot of mental health issues come in dealing with people. We have to deal with toxic people, we have to deal with different types of people, and we feel difficult. That's why in our hostel these days, the biggest, when I speak to warden, they say the biggest demand is for single rooms. No, nobody wants sharing rooms, because it's very difficult for them to deal with people 24/7. So all these issues keeps coming with Gen Z these days. And then we have, as one of you mentioned, addictions, and among them digital addiction. When I was going through the statistics, they say around 30 to 50% of people under 30 years of age have been diagnosed with digital addiction. That means we are talking about every third person of age less than 30 is going through digital addiction. We are This is a huge number. I mean, if we say India's population has 140 crores, and out of them, if we say 37% are Gen Z, it means we are talking about 50 crore people. And among that 50 crore, if 30% have that addiction, just think of the number. We're talking about what? 20 crore people, going through an addiction, digital addiction. And, you know, on an average person in India use mobile for around 4 hours across all ages. And out of those 4 hours, most of it is for social media. And if asked, why do you use social media a lot? And there, most of the people answered because they feel bored. Yes, they feel bored. And then if you ask them to come, we'll go out or do this activity with another person, they may say we don't have time. But they use social media because they are bored. See? And only 5% of people use that for some important purpose. Or no, no, it's like only 5% of people use social media for some important purpose. And the rest use it for some irrelevant purpose. So I will be using I hope this must be audible till the current comes back. So I was telling about the statistics, that so many people just 5% of times. Okay, fine. So just okay. So it's just 5% of times they use it for a right purpose. That is the situation. That is the scenario these days. So these are the reasons which are causing mental health issues in people. And then we need to find out some way to come out. So digital addiction is one more thing which is coming up in today's age is economic uncertainty. Economic uncertainty. So what is economic uncertainty? Economic uncertainty comes because we are facing, things like COVID, things like there was a big, I don't know if you remember that. Okay, I'm just going back to my laptop. Can you? Yeah. Okay. I hope I'm audible. Okay. Hmm. So, yeah, what I was trying to say is economic uncertainty, which has happened because of COVID at one point of time, and then there was this. Okay, and then we also had things like recession which came in around 2008, and that caused a lot of havoc. But mostly during this COVID, a lot of people found out this economic uncertainty. They were not sure what is going to happen tomorrow. People were losing jobs like in tons, and even now that is happening. And then the wars around. Initially, it was Russia, and now it was Gulf, and the oil prices, etc. People are not sure what is going to happen in their future. So things have changed, and people have started looking for financial stability from early age. Now, even students are told to start saving. You know, so that is the situation which is happening these days. So this economic uncertainty, and there is also climate anxiety. Every year you will find something or the other changing. The rains hit so heavily, the weather keeps changing. When there is supposed to be rain, it becomes hot. And when even in the too much of heat of April and May, there were storms happening in Delhi. And you forget about Delhi, places like Rajasthan, where it is supposed to be too hot because of the desert area, was getting rains in April. So such a situation is happening. And how, if you are in Bangalore, you may find the water prices increasing. If you are in Delhi, you may have to have a not only water purifier but an air purifier, otherwise you can't go out of the home. That is the situation. So climatic uncertainties are increasing day by day. So we have to, and then the point which I was putting, let me just share the screen, and that will make it more clearer. You remember the point I was putting? Yeah, so these are the four things which I was telling: mental health, digital addiction, economic uncertainties, and climatic problems. So now, and one more thing which I was trying to tell you was the wrong idols. Whom are we keeping as our idols? Is it the same, some cricket batsman, bowlers, or sportsman, or is it just some movie actors, or people like them? Are they the right people to keep idols? Because we see only one side of them, but we don't see other side. What are they going through? You know, so that is not really the people who have to be kept as idols. So whom should be our idols? Let's come to that. Do you know who is this person? Anybody wants to tell?
Shivaji.
Yes,
Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Yes. Now, why am I showing his this thing is so Chhatrapati Shivaji, he was basically, he was such a glorious person. He was such a glorious person that there was once what happened is one person, one lady wanted to give a mango to his son, and she was going, and she saw a tree and she wanted to take a mango, she threw a stick, and that stick was supposed to hit the mango, but it didn't hit the mango, and on the other side of the tree Shivaji was going, and the stick hit Shivaji Maharaj. And the people around them got, hey, who is trying to attack on you, let's see. And then they found out there was some lady, and they called her, why are you hitting Shivaji Maharaj? And the lady said, I didn't intend to hit Shivaji Maharaj, but what happened is, I was trying to give a mango to my daughter or son, and by mistake it came to you. And Shivaji Maharaj, then he thought, tree is static. That means it's just not moving. If a stick is hit to a tree, tree gives mangoes. Yes, tree cannot move. But even if a stick is hit at the tree, it gives mangoes. I am a moving person. If somebody wants something from me and then they hit me, I should be able to give something beyond the tree. Just think of this. Tree is not moving. You want to get something, you will get, you're still getting such nice mangoes. I am a moving person. And if somebody wants something and they hit me, even though by mistake I should be able to give something more. So Shivaji Maharaj actually give that lady some land in that village where she can have many trees. Such a magnanimity. And there was once what happened is Shivaji Maharaj conquered one of the forts of Mughals, and everybody fled, but the ladies remained behind because everybody left. And the people, the all the soldiers, they got the Begum, the princess of that, in front of Shivaji and said, gift for you. And then Shivaji Maharaj, that lady was very scared. And then Shivaji Maharaj said, he smiled. And the lady became more scared. And he said, you are my mother. And he said, she should be sent back in the same manner as the mother of a king. And with that same respect, that lady was sent back to the right place. So these are our idols. These are the people whom we should look forward, not just some XYZ people who just came and we are not even sure about their real life. You know, and, and even in our country, we find such nice people. Whom do you think is this person?
Acharya Chanakya Prabhuji.
Chanakya, yes. So this Chanakya, he is known for his special powers. I mean, not power, but intelligence. And even big kings, especially we know about Ashoka and Chandragupta, that dynasty was doing everything after consulting him, and because of that they could do such big things. And even today, we hear and read about Chanakya Niti, the way he used to handle things. So that's so special about Chanakya. Yes. These people should become our idols. And then, whom do you think is this? Someone else, not Chetan.
Kamsa, Prahlad, and Narasimha.
But how did you choose Kansa with Prahlad?
Sorry, Hiranyakashipu.
Yes. Hiranyakashipu. Have you seen this movie? How many of you have seen this movie? Just raise your hand. Oh, many of you have seen. Very good. Such a nice movie. Okay. Anyway, so now just see Prahlad. Just see some of the lessons which we can learn from Prahlad. One is conviction. It's an authentic conviction. What is the conviction? That Lord will save me. Even after so many atrocities being a child, he was still thinking of good for others. This is the highest level of empathy. One is authentic conviction. Second is empathy towards others. Even though somebody is trying to do something harm, he is seeing this, that by doing this wrong thing, that person will accrue some wrong results, and that person also has to suffer. And probably that person don't know about it. So he is doing it out of ignorance. So, oh Lord, please save this person from that ignorance. He was continuously talking to his father and requesting him to stop doing wrong things. And even when Lord Narasimha came to protect him, he was still requesting Lord Narasimha that please protect my father. Such level of empathy in a 5-year-old child. It's not easy. But these are our should become our idols. So what I'm trying to tell you is spirituality, when it comes as a torch bearer for us, it can take us in the right direction, even though we may be getting the similar uh, 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 feelings. We may sometimes feel bad about somebody, or something wrong can happen with us. But at that time, how can we keep our mindset good? See, we think we hear about, skill set, we hear about tool set, this set, but most important thing is mindset. The type of mindset we have, that type of life we are going to live. So these are the people we should learn how the mindset should be. And spirituality come as a guiding force for us. Otherwise, we may get lost. Otherwise, what is our guiding force? See, today I was talking to a patient, and then they went back, and then they are sending me messages that, sir, we put the similar condition under in AI, and AI is telling that you do this kind of thing and this kind of results will come. And now I have to I have to sit with them and explain them. So there is a new thing you can type in Google and see. There's something known as idiot syndrome, which is coming, which there is a very special full form of idiot. Internet derived diagnosis and treatment, something like. So they will say, I am telling that this thing may not work for you, and they're telling, no sir, AI is telling it will work. Why are you not telling us to do that? so so this is the situation. We are becoming so artificial in our life, because and our idols also become like that. But here spirituality is giving us such nice idols. Why can't we learn from them? you know Now you tell me, who is this person? Whom do you think is this person?
Dhruva Maharaj.
Dhruv Maharaj. Very good. Now, you know some story? This is Dhruv Maharaj. This is Uttanapada, his father. This is Uttama, his elder brother. And this is his stepmother. His name is Suruchi. So Dhruv Maharaj wanted to sit on the lap of his father, and the mother put him down. He was just 5 years old. I say, you cannot sit. If you want to sit on the lap of your father, you have to take birth from my womb. You have to become my son. Otherwise, you cannot sit here. And he got so disturbed. He went to his mother and he asked, this is what has happened with me. His mother was Suniti. So mother said, see, when your father is not doing, what can I do? So he said, I want a kingdom bigger than my father, not even father, bigger than my great grandfather. Kingdom which nobody in my family has ever achieved. Who can give me that? And the mother said, only God can give you. And he's like, where is God? And he said, I heard that he stay in forest. I'm immediately going to search God and I'm going to forest. And he left. And on the way, he met Narad Muni. And Narad Muni said, oh boy, why are you taking such big decision? Go back home. This kind of things will happen. When you grow up, you can again sit there. Don't worry. He said, no, I have got insulted. There is something very wrong happening in the kingdom and I want to achieve something. Kindly tell me the way to do that. But don't tell me to go back. And then Narad Muni said, I'm very pleased with your conviction and determination. And then he guided him with a mantra. You chant this mantra. And in Satya Yuga, where Hiranyakashipu did tapasya for 40,000 years to get what he wanted, Dhruv Maharaj could get in 6 months by his determination. So see what all has happened with Dhruv Maharaj. He also faced what? He also faced mental agony. He has a disturbed childhood. You know, he didn't get love of his father. He has a stepmother at home. All the things which can make us become a right or a wrong man. Today, if you see people, why do they become criminals? A lot of people say we became criminal because we never got love in our childhood. We had a disturbed childhood. We were taken care by a single parent. You know, our parents were very, very tough with us, or we didn't have parents and somebody else took charge of us. You know, different reasons. But here you see, he was guided properly because of a spiritual mentor. Otherwise, somebody would have told him, go become a demon, take shelter of somebody who can give you some special powers, come back and take all the some everything from your parents, or do some black magic on them. But no, because of a spiritual association, he was guided properly. And because of that, he could, he could, you know, achieve something very special. He could meet Lord directly. At the same time, he ruled for 36,000 years in Satya Yuga. So we have such nice idols with us. So what all spirituality can do to Gen Z? Now, this is the last part of our presentation. One, it can bring mindfulness. It can bring us mental well-being. A natural connection. We can learn to be natural. We can be little away from what is artificial everywhere. We can learn empathy. We learn to present ourselves authentically. And one of the important thing is we learn our self-worth. Everybody cannot do everything. Every Lord has made all of us for a purpose. We just have to identify that purpose and go ahead. Stop comparing with others. Even though society is doing, even though parents is doing, who is stopping us to take up spirituality, read scriptures and learn? to find out our real worth? Who is stopping us to do that? There are so many spiritual practices which can make our life very, very clear. It can give us the right purpose. It can help us lead a purpose driven life. And because of which we can learn our self worth and we don't have to depend on somebody else's authentication for that. And we have so many examples of that as well. So spirituality helps us to get to understand our real self worth. See, Arjuna was such a nice warrior, but why was he not the king? Bhima was such a nice warrior. Why was he not the king? Because they were good in one field or other field. But the requirement of king could only be fulfilled by Yudhishthir Maharaj because he was a balanced person. And that's why he was made the king and everybody was happy with that. So we also have to understand we need not become good in everything. And it's not only the person who is sitting on the top is only the dictator. No. Everybody have their own role. We need not always sit on the top and think only that is a good position. If we know how to contribute properly from whatever we have, that itself gives us a very nice self-worth. And one very important point we should all understand. The person who has good self-worth is the person who don't look for admiration or authentication from outside. Only people who are empty inside keep searching for it outside. You would have heard people telling, nobody praise me, nobody appreciates what I do, I am not worth at all. Can I not do anything good? Nobody says you have done this good. Nobody says you have done that. Arey, why are you so much worried about this? Only people who are empty inside try to get it from outside. If we are spiritually strong in practices, we will stop looking for appreciation and authentication from outside because we will be very, very content and happy inside. And somebody who is happy and fulfilled inside can only distribute it outside. If we don't have something inside, we cannot distribute it, we can only look for it. And that is where we become selfish. Because when we are empty inside, I am only looking to fill my pocket first. If I am hungry, how can I help others? First, my tummy has to be full. But if I am full, I feel like giving it. So spirituality gives us that fulfillment because we understand our self-worth and we work towards that. At the same time, spirituality gives us a balance. You know what material normal people teach us? You will hear terms like achievements. You will hear terms like enjoyments, terms like attachments. You need to love somebody, you have to be attached, you have to achieve something in life. These are the terms we regularly hear. But what we don't hear is detachment. What we don't hear is losing. Now, if I tell you the how much ever remembrance is important for us, we equally need forgetfulness also. If we only learn to remember, and don't know how to forget, we can never go ahead in life. If some wrong event has happened with us and we are not able to forget, and go ahead, then we'll always get stuck with that. Materially, we only learn how to achieve. But who teaches us how to lose? Because losing is also important. If we only bring stuff inside the house and don't throw out unnecessary things from the house will become what the house will become? It will become a garbage bin. Same thing, if you have a mobile and if you keep downloading, and if we don't delete, what happens? The mobile gets stuck, it gets hanged, it gets heated up fast, the performance goes down, and eventually you have to change it. So similarly, if we only think how to achieve, and we don't know the other side of it, we are our knowledge is not complete. And another important thing, enjoyment. If we only think of enjoyment, that means we are becoming selfish, and that is what is taught to us. We also need to learn, if we want success, we also need to learn how to handle failures. The importance of all failing is very, very important. If we don't know how to fail, we can never do good in life, actually, because we have to face one or the other time. So spirituality give us a wholesome idea, whereas only material knowledge give us half idea. And that's why many people today don't know how to handle failures. They don't know how to handle forgiveness. I mean, how to learn forgiveness and forgetfulness. And that's why people have everything, but they're still not happy, because they don't know how to let go. In one of the next Prerana lectures, we are going to take a topic on let go and live free. We'll take up this topic in one of the upcoming lectures. So this balance of life is very, very important. And similarly, digital balance. We need to know how much to use and how to restrain. If it's important to get something, it is equally important to restrain as well. Yes. Takshil has some question.
Yeah, I have some questions. Could
Yes,
you please
please.
answer that? Yeah, you spoke about detachment, right? Detachment could be used as an excuse to escape from hard things as such. So what really is detachment?
Yeah. So it's a good question. But the thing is, anything and everything can be used in any of the ways. Even attachment can be used to say, like she said, laziness. I'm attached to this. Sometimes attachment is used as excuse. So anything can be used an excuse. That's why you need spiritual vision to utilize all the virtues in the right way. Detachment, when I'm telling you, we need to learn the art of detachment. Learning means you need to know where to use and for what purpose. Yes. So detachment, like for example, if you are going for, let's say, exam tomorrow, and you are getting some desires to go out with other friends who are going out because their exam finished the previous day, so then you need to be detached to that and focus on this. But at the same time, when it comes to studying, then you cannot say I'm detached from it, because this life is like that, anything can happen anytime, why should we study so much, etc. So that doesn't work. So you need to have the guidance to use all this. That's why spirituality gives you a wholesome idea, where detachment, where attachment. Bhagavad Gita gives you a very elaborate understanding of this. So uh, I hope I gave you some
I
glimpse.
mean, yes.
Yeah,
The thing is, you spoke about spirituality also, right? I've heard spirituality a lot in internet. It's like a very trending term. Um, but like, so spirituality, as you said, it is like a tool to relieve from stress as such. But is it actually spirituality in that way, or what is like a genuine? What is genuinely spirituality?
a very good question. What is genuinely spirituality? So when I said what is genuinely spirituality, you may need to explore it. That was the last slide which I wanted to show you. How to explore that, because it's like I can tell you gulab jamun is sweet. but you can still ask. I heard about it. I saw on internet about gulab jamun, but then how sweet is it? Is it like this much sweet? Is it like sweet of ice cream? Is it like? Then I would say I will bring it for you. First you try it, and then you will know how sweet it is. So best is to explore it in some way. Okay, and then you will get what spirituality is. So I told you I wanted to give you this mantra ABCD. That is the way we can explore spirituality. And A means association. So associate with some people who are practicing, or maybe you can just come to temple sometime when we are discussing further. Just sit and attend, volunteer in doing some things there. So that's a part of associate. B is books. So read the proper books. We can guide you with that also. That at an initial phase as a student, which book can give you the right understanding. So something like that. So read books related to that. C refers to meditation, chanting part. That eventually we will take up. But this is something which actually make the land fertile for us to get something. you know for example, when you go to college first time, they give you an orientation session because they want to make you ready for it. So similarly, this is one practice, meditation and chanting, which makes us ready to accept not only spirituality but ready to accept anything new, give us a chance to explore properly. And D, we use it for the diet. So that means, for example, if you have to go to Mars, you know, and you have to go in a spaceship, you cannot eat anything and everything and start sitting there and go. There is a particular diet required for that, which keeps your body uh, ready to live in that environment. So similarly, we need to make some changes in the diet, which actually makes our mind again ready to accept, learn new things. Which like there are food which are described to make you lazy, and then there are food which can make you more healthier, and which can make us more um, what is the opposite of lazy? Maybe fit and ready to accept. So those that is the ABCD. But most important thing is explore in the under the right direction. So spirituality is actually nothing. It's just spirit in their actual position. That's the term spirituality comes. It has come from spirit in its right direction. So spirit is a term which can be used either for it can be a feeling, or spirit is also term used for the soul, which is the real position as per Bhagavad Gita. So that we can take up further. But understanding how to guide that spirit in right direction is spirituality. That's it. It is nothing to do with religion, faith, etc. So that's why it's a need for everybody. Nobody can say I'm not spiritual. Everybody, because everybody has a spirit. Everyone has to be spiritual. Just that taking the right guidance, and with that all the points which we were discussing can come out. Like we can get the right purpose, can stop comparing, we understand our real worth, self-worth, and we can learn to balance things in life if we take up this nicely. So with that, I'm very thankful to Takshil for coming up with a nice question, and with that I may like to end this today's presentation. These are some of my details if you want to connect with me directly. And Dhananjay is going to post a link in the group, and there is also a QR code in front of you to just give a small feedback. And if you have any questions which you either felt shy or it can come later, you can always ask in this feedback form. So Google, did we share the link, or it may come in the chat? You can kindly share in the chat here, so that can make it's easy for all of us, and that way we can connect, further on this. So, anyways, by the time all this is happening, any more questions from anyone we can take up now?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Yeah, if we are facing of continuous failure, like even after trying for some past 5 years, so
Mhm.
what positive side can we see from that?
Now, my first problem with this is, why do you tell something as a failure? Because actually, there's nothing like failure. If we are a person who is ready to learn from whatever happens around us, and for our life, everything has a learning, whether it's success or failure, so-called success or failure. It's a learning experience. So if we are a knowledge seeker, there is nothing failure or success. That's the that's the most important understanding we need to develop. So that's the basis of it, and rest of it is very very individual, like in which field you are talking about, and then we can understand it in more uh, proper way. But we should understand that, like this Edison once told that, you know he tried some 100 times, the bulb didn't start. So he said, I didn't fail 100 times, but I found some 100 ways which do not work. So there it's just, are we knowledge seekers? If we are knowledge seekers and that becomes our aim, there's nothing like failure. Because whether it go this way or that way, I learned something which does not work, and I know that I have to try something more. I can take guidance and do something more. Or probably, if it would have happened that way, it wouldn't have the result wouldn't be that good. But now, because some so-called 5 times failure has happened, or failure has happened for so many years, what is going to come out now is something more special and more uh, worth for me than it would have come otherwise. So that way, it can be taken. So there are many ways to do that, but the basis we should understand is, we should become knowledge seeker, not success or failure driven. That makes a life very special. You cannot say the most wealthiest person in the world has never done a mistake. Even Elon Musk do that multiple times. Bill Gates would have done, Ambani's would have done, they still do. Some of the projects go into complete failure, but then, many of them, but if you know how to learn, if you are learning seeker, knowledge seeker, then every other thing tells you that next time you have to be more prepared, and you would have known another 5 ways which do not work. And think, if somebody starts something with an experience of 5 different ways which do not work, that means something which is going to come now is far more worth, and the chances of it becoming special are far 5 times more than if it would have worked in the first time. Yeah? So I think that should help. Any other questions, comments? Okay,
Hare
so thank
Krishna,
you very much.
Prabhuji.
Hare
I have
Krishna.
one question.
Yes.
Prabhuji, when you are doing your MBBS and post graduation thing, how you are manage your studies and your hearing, chanting, and every spiritual activity? because there is lot of like a lot of studies to do at the same time. It is very difficult to manage spirituality.
Yeah, thank you for asking that. Now, first and foremost is I never stopped ABCD. Now, time may change. If you are doing for 2 hours, maybe you are doing for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Maybe one day you could not do, other day you did double, but whatever way, I never stopped ABCD. So I continue to stay with people, though my schedule were different, but I was still staying with like-minded people. So that means we had student hostels where devotees who are people who are practicing spirituality used to stay. So some of them were in different college, some of them were working, and I was in another college. But every time when we come back home, there is no wasting time, because that environment is there with us. So A never stopped. B, books never stopped. You can never say I never have time, because you can still bring 10 minutes, 15 minutes every day to read something special. Even today, if you see on my table, you will find books, you know. And then C, I never stopped. You need to give mental peace to yourself. Otherwise, I can't see patients properly. If I don't sleep for 6 hours and continue to work for 16 hours, I will not do justice with my patients, because my mind needs rest. I can maybe my personal life, friends, this, that I can keep little away for those 3 years or 5 years. But otherwise, if the ABCD continue, you will always have time to do your ABCD. You know, it's not even today. I'm working in a hospital. I run two different businesses. Along with that, I take care of managing a temple, and then I do these kind of classes. I go to colleges. Sometimes, when the session starts, almost every alternate day, one or the other college, we have to give session. We do all that. Along with that, I have two kids and family, you know. But now you think how somebody who runs a multinational company in 10 different countries, how are they managing? And we are telling spirituality managing is difficult. They are managing multiple businesses in multiple locations sitting at one place. So it's all about, I was telling, skill set, tool set, but mindset. If you have a mindset to do something, you will surely have time for it. But you need guidance for sure as a student. So we always have that mentorship programs running in the temple, where you can choose your guide, and you can be under them, and take lessons pertaining to both your life and how to handle them in the right direction. All those mentorship programs are there. You can always be a part of it and get a personalized guidance there as well. So thank you for your question. And I'm also thankful to Takshil, Chetan, and uh, uh, Sweetie, yes, for keeping your videos open, because I at least felt that I'm interacting with someone. So thank you, all of you. Yeah, any other questions? Okay, so thank you. And I'm also thankful to all of you because you stayed throughout the session. I didn't find people leaving, coming, and that gives a lot of hope, not just because I need so many people, but because if I can help somebody, if by the mercy of Lord, and you are able to take something from that, that is a bigger fulfillment for us. So thank you very much for joining, and stay tuned. We are going to do this every year, every month, not year, every month, online. But we also have weekly offline physical classes as well. You can always be a part of that. And we are going to come up with a big youth event in Mangalore in next 2-3 months. So we hope to see you becoming a part of that as well. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much for your wonderful questions. Take care. Have a good night. Hare Krishna.